Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Perfect. Okay, great. Okay. Hello, my name is Nick Valencia. I'm a library tech aide at the Santa Clara City Library. Um, Today, we're going to be doing a class on JobNow, which is one of Brainfuse's sub-company or sub-platforms. JobNow is something that the library pays for. We provide it. All you need to do to sign up is get a library card with us. And then once you have that library card, you can go ahead and sign up online. This will be a 35-minute program. Any questions you might have, you can put in our chat box. We will answer the questions at the end of the class. So until then, just go ahead and put your messages in there. If we do run out of time and you have any additional questions, you're welcome to come into the Tech Center at the Central Park Library. We're open during all of our operating hours, and there you can get one-on-one help with myself or another one of our tech aides. This class will also be recorded and posted to our YouTube channel. So if anyone misses it or anyone wants this as a resource, you can go ahead and let them know, or you can access it yourself afterwards. So without further ado, we can go ahead and get into Brainfuse. The first thing I'm going to do is navigate over to the website. So in order to do that, we'll start at our Santa Clara City Library home library website. And from here, you can hover over Books and More. And under Books and More, we'll see Research Tools. And then you can click on A to Z e-resources. Great. Once we've clicked on that, we're going to scroll down. And down here, we'll see B for Brainfuse. And we actually have another class on Help Now. I might mention that class a few times during the class today, but today we're going to mainly cover JobNow. So we're going to go ahead and click on this JobNow here. Fantastic. So this is Brainfuse's JobNow portal. In a moment, I'll log in, but just to give you an introduction of what Brainfuse does, they essentially help students and recent grads, military personnel getting back into the workforce, or just anyone in general looking for a job. Their specific JobNow platform is intended to help you find a job, find the field you might be interested. Their Help Now platform is different. That's more for academics. If you want more info on that, you can refer to the other class. Today's is more about job searching. So I'm going to go ahead and log into this off screen. All I'm doing is here I will be typing my library card number. And once I type that in, it'll go ahead and let us log in. Perfect. So after you type in your library card number and press enter, you are welcome to their home screen. So in this home screen, you have three main categories. There's resume, interviews and skills, and job searching. So we're gonna go do a deep dive of what each one of these do. If you notice, these three main sections are also repeated up here. So if you ever lose track, you can always go up here and navigate to any of the subsections through there. Let's go ahead and get started with resume. So resume, uh, the first section in resume is live resume expert. So this is similar to the Help Now service. If you have any questions about your resume and you want to talk to a real human, you can hit live resume expert and it'll allow you to connect with any of their tutors available from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. The hours are a little peculiar because Brainfuse is based on the East Coast. So on the East Coast, those are more normal working hours. But for us, they'll be 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. We'll connect with a live tutor and I'll just go ahead and show you what it looks like to talk with one. So here it's going to connect us to a tutor. It's connected to us to Heidi Rue. So I'm just going to say, hello, I am just testing out the Brainfuse service today. And they'll go ahead and reply in a little bit. So something else to note is over here, you can write messages, you can text, you can write functions, you can draw if you want. Um, I go into a little more depth in on the Help Now tutorial. Um, Looks like they're taking a little while to respond. Usually, actually, this is the longest response time I've seen. Usually they respond within seconds. Sometimes they even beat me before I type the message in. But in the meantime, we can just go ahead and look through this menu a little bit. Yeah, so it looks like you can also take a picture if you have a webcam. That might be of something you have of relevance. But this one, initially, this whiteboard was meant for the Help Now service where students can chat with a tutor and write their problems on the board. Here, we're more concerned with the text functionality, where we can basically ask them questions that might be relevant to our job experience. I'm actually going to go ahead and connect to another tutor here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit quit in this session. And then I'll describe this in a moment. For now, we'll just skip this. We'll go back to the home page and I'll show you guys how to get back to the home page. I'm not going to rush through it the second time. I just want you guys to see it. Oh, same tutor. It looks like they're experiencing technical difficulties. If you do want to see an interactive chat, you can go to the Help Now tutorial, and that one we had almost an immediate reply, and we had a bit of back and forth. So I'll go ahead and skip that for today. Once you're done with your um, meeting, you can go ahead and hit quit and end session. You'll just hit yes. So after you're done with your session, it's going to give us a tutor survey. You'll just hit, it'll ask you a few questions. You can answer them, or if you want, as you saw earlier, I just hit submit to skip them. You can get a transcript of that interaction emailed to yourself. You can replay it, and download receipt is just information about when the meeting took place, who you met with. And this replay actually will get saved into something called our cloud pack, which we'll look at later. But for now, you just need to know that it'll be saved if we want to access it later. So I'm going to hit submit here. And after we submit, we can click here to go back to the main landing page. So we'll go ahead and click here. So the next one is resume templates. So resume templates, I'm going to go ahead and click on it. It's going to host 3 types of resume templates with certain use cases they target. So the first use case is a functional resume template, which focuses on your experience and skills, as it says here. This one is mainly if you have a lot of experience or you're very skilled in a specific niche, you want to use this one. The other one that's the complete opposite is the chronological resume template, which is for those who have lots of industry experience and want to rely on maybe they have several jobs that are relevant. The chronological resume template will help with that. And then what is probably most commonly used is the combination resume template. Here, this one will allow you to combine both of them, so where it shows some of your job experience and then the rest is left for technical skills you might have. And it also offers these in Spanish as well. Great. So I'm going to go, and to go back, we're going to use the back button. So after you're done with your resume template and opening it, you'll go to the back button here. This gets you back to the home page. Next is the resume resources. So resume resources actually includes the same resume templates that were shown in the last 3. Additionally, we also get access to military resume templates and military skills translators. So these are intended to help military vets transition their skills that they learned in the field into the working force. Whether they stay in security or a high clearance job or they go to a regular desk job, either way, it'll help you transfer those skills into your resume. In here as well is Career One Stop's resume guide. This is a very valuable resource. We're going to go ahead and click on this. And what this is going to do is it's going to open this other website here. Career One Stop is unaffiliated with a library. It is a resource that Brainfuse has found. And on this resource, they have many guides, particularly some that are valuable are step-by-step plans for what to include on your resume, tips for writing, formatting, and polishing your resume. They have their own sample resumes. They have marketing tips, including how to use tools like LinkedIn and Facebook, resume FAQs, cover letter samples, portfolio guidance, how to supply your own references, and many more. We actually won't go through this service because this isn't part of Brainfuse's service per se. This is more of a resource that they have found, and they include it on their website because they consider it valuable. And I do think this is worth looking through as well. It has a lot of niches that you can go through, um, and you can, like I said, deep dive into the resume building process. We're going to go ahead and close this tab. As you notice, it opened an additional tab. So we'll just go ahead and hit the X over here. Back on the resume service, there's also another website. It's a free resume writing tutorial. It's a quick tutorial that JobNow has found, and they found useful. So you'll just basically follow the steps through here, and there should be a video. Yeah, there's a playlist as well that you can follow along all of these resources. Again, we won't dive into this because this is one of the independent resources that Brainfuse has found. So I'm going to close that again. Perfect. And from here, we'll go back to our main page. Great. Next is the resume lab. So in the resume lab, you can go ahead and open this. We'll be prompted with a login and password. So if you don't have one, you'll need to sign up. Um, Essentially, this is just something that's connected to your library card number. I'm going to go ahead and type in ours. Perfect. And then great. So once you log into here, this is going to open up the resume lab. So what the resume lab allows us to do is submit our own resumes to one of JobNow's personal tutors. And those personal tutors will take a look at your resume, and within 1 to 2 working days or job 48 job hours, they will get back to you with feedback on your resume. You can submit from several formats. Cloud Pack is one that, again, we'll go over later. And here's where you can include some details about what specifically you need help on. Maybe you got feedback on your resume, but you don't know how to apply it. That's something you'd put here. And any messages you submit will go into your message history down here. There's also another place to find message history, which we'll go over later. But the Resume Lab is a valuable resource if you don't necessarily want to meet one-on-one or don't have the time to sit on that one-on-one call. If you just want feedback, this is the perfect place to do that. And it's completely free with your library card, so you don't have to pay for the service at all, which is what's extremely valuable about it. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the main page with the back arrow. And we'll hit back one more time. We'll be back over here. And the last thing in the resume column is the skills first website here. We'll give it a little moment to load. There's a resume builder, a cover letter builder, a portfolio builder, an elevator pitch builder, and interview practice. So this is actually more in-depth and not something we will be covering today, but essentially it's just more formatting that helps you build your resume in addition to cover letters and portfolios with an elevator pitch and interview practice as well. The interview practice is not live. It is more like a practice test. So I'm going to go ahead and close this additional tab. And next we'll move to the interviews and skills. So in here, we have the first one is actually a live interview coach, which is something that our library doesn't have a license for. So if I go ahead and click on this, it'll actually deny our access here. JobNow is allowed, but just this specific service of JobNow is not allowed, unfortunately. We do have a similar service in Help Now. And another thing is it's similar to the live resume expert, except this one is geared to more towards interviews. You can still receive that help on your resume, just not interviews. And if you want help on some subjects, that actually is something that Help Now covers. If you want to go check out that tutorial. Next one is interview tips. So here on interview tips, we're going to go ahead and open this. So there's some comprehensive tips in here that help us go through the entire interview process, specifically what questions to prepare, how you should act in the interview, what to bring, and how to reach out afterwards. So we'll go ahead and click on one of these. And essentially they're just in-depth tutorials of whatever that title says. So this one before the interview, let's open another one, the don'ts of interviewing. And it's an in-depth write-up of what basically not to do, don't show up late, don't arrive untidy, so on and so forth. Um, some of them are very in-depth, like this one before the interview is fantastic. It gives you, why, like interview questions that are very common. Why do you want this job? Why should we hire you? And how you should answer that. So we'll go ahead and go back here. And this interview tips section is actually written by Brainfuse themselves, so it's not something they have outsourced, similar to the last website Career One Stop. This one is actually written by Brainfuse themselves. So if you want specifically help from Brainfuse, this would be the place to get that. So we'll go back. The next one is the online resources. So online resources is even more resources that Brainfuse has aggregated for us to use. In this one, we have Path to Interviewing Success. So this one is a host of several articles with tips and deep dives on each part of the interview process, all the way down to how to dress for the interview. So we can go ahead and take a peek. It's going to open it in a new tab. And here are tons of articles written. So again, this is a service that Brainfuse doesn't host themselves, but they found useful, and it's completely free for us to use. Um, In here, College Grad is also another website that allows us to look for jobs. It's a job search board. That's what they're primarily for. But this is a write-up section that they've provided for free of how to nail the interview process. I'm going to go ahead and close this one. Next is the interview tips section. This one is actually another link to Career One Stop. So if we click on this, we're just going to end up back at the Career One Stop page. This is the same page that we talked about earlier. So we'll go ahead and go back. So this is actually 100 potential interviews by monster.com. What monster.com is it's another another job search website. And this is a very technical write-up that they have of 100 of the most common job interview questions, how we should go about answering them with examples on each one as well. So this one's a very useful resource for prepping for the interview once you do secure an interview after applying. And the last one is Dress for the Interview. This one is a guide that outlines what steps you should take in order to decide how to dress for the interview. So it's a write-up of basically, what I should wear that day, depending on the job title, depending on how professional the interview is. In general, I'd suggest you dress, the nicer you can, the better. But like mentioned, there's different types of business attire that are appropriate as well. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and we're going to hit the back arrow to go back. Perfect. So next is Skill Surfer. So Skill Surfer is a valuable resource that goes across Help Now and the JobNow service. If we click on this, Skill Surfer is a way to brush up on your skills. This one is more geared towards education. It is more part of the Help Now service, but it's very valuable here as well. As you can see, there's high school equivalency in high school, but in addition to that, we also have computers and technology, adult learner resources, ESL if it's English is your second language, certification courses. Now, these certification courses don't actually give us industry recognized certifications, but they help us prepare for very common industry recognized certifications. So this includes a large repertoire of practice tests for us to sharpen our skills. And again, this is completely free. Um, these high school sections are in here because it is shared with the Help Now service. If you want more info on these, you can go into the Help Now tutorial where we do a little more of a deep dive into how these work. Perfect. One more thing oops, looks like I closed the wrong tab. Um, one more thing to note with that last one, with the one second, with the Skill Surfer, is that in there you actually get to take tests, you get immediate test results. Let me bring this back in here. You get immediate test results on your practice test. You can ask tutors questions on those results. And as mentioned, you get support for modern skills past primary education, like Microsoft Office Suite and some of the other ones you saw in there. So the last section we'll be going through is the job searching section. Obviously, this is meant to help you start that process of deciding, hey, what job do I want to go for? Where am I going to be applying? Where are jobs available? The first one we'll go through is the live job coach. So this one actually is same as live interview coach, not available within our personal institution. Although with job searching, I think you'd be fine asking the live resume expert, hey, based off of my resume, what jobs should I be searching for? So even though they might not help us on the website with how to, search jobs on JobNow, they might give us some pointers of what jobs we might be interested, what we should search for, where our skills are applicable through the live resume expert. So the next one is expert job matching. In expert job matching, we're not going to fill this out ourselves, but we can fill out a questionnaire. And at the end, it's going to match us to some job fields that are relevant for our skill set. Um, after you complete this, after you complete this, it'll be sent to the expert job coaches, and they'll give you a reply of what work they think might be relevant for you, what they think might be interesting for you. And the result will go to your message center again within that 1 to 2 business days. Here it says usually within 1 business day, but I think their promise is 2 business days, if I remember correctly. Um, and we'll go ahead and show you how to access the message center later. But yeah, for now, this is just essentially what you need to know is once you fill out this form, you'll get professional assistance on or professional guidance on what fields might be relevant for you. Go ahead and hit back here. The next one is unemployment assistance. So let me go ahead and click on this one. And here, if you match with our tutors, I actually need to find out. So this one, we don't have the live unemployment benefits, but we still have resources that help us here with how to navigate unemployment, how to fill out those forms. It won't fill out the forms for you, but it will direct you on where to go and how to efficiently apply for unemployment if you do get laid off. So JobNow is also useful in that it helps you get back into the working force if you do get laid off. It's not just meant for people to start fresh or switching industries. It's meant for anyone looking for a job or any help related to work. So I'm going to go ahead and hit back here, back one more time. Next is the career in assessments. So you might be thinking career assessments, isn't that just job matching? In a sense, job matching is Brainfuse's specific job matching algorithm, or rather not algorithm, but it's live help. The career assessments page is 2 additional self-assessment career exploration tools. So one is from OStarNet Interest Profiler, and one is from Career Zone Self-Assessment. So these are 2 different websites that do the same, not the same thing, sorry, but they accomplish the same task through different means that Brainfuse does. So we aren't going to fill these out today because they're third party assessments. Although this one should be noted, this one has 3 self-assessments that actually can help us find matching careers. So it's helps us diversify our job interests past just getting one suggestion. Same thing here with these aptitude tests, these 2. And planning is actually a free tutorial that will walk you through the steps to a simple finding a new career. So these are more resources that Brainfuse has aggregated for us. Great. So next we'll go to job resources. So in job resources, it's more resources compiled by Brainfuse. And if we click on this, we'll see there's 3 main categories that they've compiled. General job sites is going to be job search sites and as well as nonprofit search sites. So these are very popular job search sites we've seen before, like ZipRecruiter, or some lesser known ones like Simply Hired and My Next Move. In addition to that, we also have idealist.org, which helps us to look for nonprofits we want to work in. So if you do have the flexibility of working somewhere unpaid, or looking for a nonprofit rather, that you want to work for. Sorry, I don't know why I said unpaid. That's not what a nonprofit does. But if you're looking for nonprofits specifically to work in, the Idealist is a fantastic website to dive into that field and get your foot in the door. In addition to this, we have job sites for students and recent grads. These two are specifically geared to, like it mentions, new grads or students looking for internships. College Grad Job Hunter is for recent grads and interns, and after college is more for new grads. Um, then last, we have job sites for veterans. Here we have several resources for how veterans can integrate into the more common working jobs. But in addition to that, we also do have defense and private security job search, where having that military experience is actually even more beneficial, especially for gaining clearances. If you do have any clearances, these jobs have those sometimes as prerequisites, or it might place you higher as a viable candidate. And these websites look for those specific material military related jobs. Perfect. We'll go ahead and hit back here. We'll do that one more time. And eParachute is actually a resource. Let me go ahead and click on it regularly. eParachute is actually a resource from Help Now. Well, it's kind of a combined resource. So this one exists in Help Now too. So if you go to Help Now, you'll also find eParachute, but it's intended at finding what type of work interests you. So after filling out this questionnaire, you'll have work, uh, types of people you work well with, fields, skills, and then after this, it'll recommend job fields that are relevant to you. This one is more geared towards college students looking on the Help Now side into what degree they want to get into. So for our side, JobNow, our application is more useful to see what job fields you want to get into, whether that's with your relevant experience, or even if you're trying to jump into a new field and completely change the field you're going into. eParachute is fantastic for that resource. Um, we'll go ahead and go back. And the last thing we'll navigate is the account nav bar. So for today, we're going to do a little bit more of a brief overview of what this account nav bar does. This one right here. For a deeper dive, you'll want to visit the Help Now tutorial. So my account is just going to be where you connect the Brainfuse app to your online account. So Brainfuse does have an app, and once you open that app, you can scan this QR code, and that'll connect your mobile app to the online website, and that'll link your library account to your phone. So that one is a very simple button to cover. The next one is My Past Sessions. So when we click on My Past Sessions, you'll see in here, um, it includes our Help Now. So if you use the Help Now service, any of your past meetings will be in here. And so you can see for the past class, we did writing and math. And for this class, this one actually doesn't show up because we didn't get a response from the tutor. But if we did do anything with that tutor, the recorded session would show up here in past sessions. In past sessions is a transcript of your meeting, and any drawings you might have made, I don't believe there's voice chat, but any text messages you have sent or any documents you've submitted will show up here in past sessions. The next one is My Message Center. So in My Message Center, like I mentioned earlier, any of those resumes you've submitted, cover letters you've submitted for review will show up here, as well as the questionnaire that we went over earlier, the one in um I don't remember where it was. Where did it go? In expert job matching. So in the expert job matching section, um, and that questionnaire you fill out will be replied to by one of their live tutors, and all of those messages will be collected here in message history. So we don't have records found here because I personally haven't submitted any for review. But if you do any review you get back from the live tutors will be right here. And you can respond to them as well if you have any further questions. We're going to go ahead and hit back here. Um, and next we'll go to my test. So my test is in the one second. In Skill Surfer. So in Skill Surfer, when you take those tests, I mentioned that you get test feedback immediately. Those will go over here in my test. Basically, it'll tell you what questions you got right, what questions you got wrong, and why you got them wrong. So any test review you want to do from that Skill Surfer service, which is part of JobNow, will go right to this section. The next one is my brainwaves. So brainwaves, we won't really go over today. If you want a deep dive on brainwaves, they're more of a learning tool for review. So for classwork, if you're reviewing anything, but if you do want to use them in JobNow, you're welcome to use them as well. Um, Essentially, what you do is you get a drawing board, a meeting with just yourself, and you get to draw and upload a file, a brainwave, which is just a recording of your meeting, of your one-person meeting. And in the brainwave library, you can search for any resources, like say, I want to learn about integrals. You can see someone named Sweet Victory has done made their own brainwave on integrals on in 2014. Brainfuse has been around for a very long time. If you want to dive into Brainfuse's history a little bit, the Help Now tutorial has covered that as well. Um, but we won't need to cover this one today because this is not so relevant to the Job Now service, but you are more than welcome to use it. Next is My Cloud Pack. So My Cloud Pack is similar to Google Drive. Essentially, any file you submit, not the ones you receive, but the ones you submit and edit will go to your My Cloud Pack. And in the other class, I've showcased how to edit a folder and how to add a file. Through here, we won't be doing that today, but just so you know, this is similar to your Google Drive. It hosts all of the files you submit to Brainfuse. And mobile app is actually the same as my account. So you'll notice it takes us to the same page as my account. If I click on my account, same page. And last is the logout button, which obviously will take you out of the account and log you out. And that is an overview of our JobNow service. Now I will take any questions if anyone has any. It looks like Paul has provided the Help Now tutorial. Out of that, I'll be ready to take any questions if anyone has any.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Paul. I'm here helping Nick with the class this evening. I'm going to read your questions out to him just so that people who watch this later on our YouTube channel can hear them. So we have one question right now. And like Nick said earlier, if you would like to ask a question, now's the time to do so. So you can just go down to the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and go ahead and type it in, and we will get to as many as we can. So right now we just have one in the queue. One attendee wishes to know, they're a recruiter for a research assistant. Which website would you recommend for them?
So for research assistant, JobNow is more intended at the job finding process. It's less for the recruitment process, unfortunately. That is a fantastic idea. Um, I would suggest the best one. Let me find it in my notes here. But probably the best area to look for something like that would be where did it go? I do have it here. Probably the job resources folder. So this one here. Things like ZipRecruiter would be a great place to post that, which as a recruiter, I'm sure you do know that one, but probably for research, it might fit under Idealist. I'm not sure how specific their terms of service are. Um, in college, a grad job hunter would be great, and after college would be great to post those. It looks like I have a raised hand as well for another question.
I do see the raised hand, but unfortunately, we can only do questions and answers using the Q&A feature. So once again, if you would like to ask a question, please do use the Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have. Um, at the moment, I don't see any more, and we can wait and see if our person with their hand raised wants to type their question in. Um, okay, we just got another one in the queue, and the question is, what is the difference between Help Now and Job Now?
Okay, great. So I'll hit answer live. So Help Now is a service for students, more for students entering college, students K through 12, um, who want help with tutoring. It provides free tutoring for class subjects. It provides access to how to apply for colleges, what degrees you might want to look for, versus Job Now. They're laid out in the same format, but JobNow is more about the resume building process, interviews, landing jobs, looking at what jobs you might want. And they do overlap in some sense, like the skill surfer is overlapping, but something that Help Now doesn't have is the entire resume section. Skills First is specifically for JobNow. The live resume expert is specifically for JobNow. You only have access through the JobNow portal. Expert job matching is unique to it. I think the only things overlapping are Skill Surfer, and even eParachute is a little different because for Help Now, it's specifically for students in college degrees, and for Job Now, it's for jobs you're looking for, like fields you might be interested in. So until college, they're completely different services. When you get closer to college, there's some overlap with like post grad or internships, um, but they're mostly their own thing. And then I did see another question as well. Um, Whoops, looks like I clicked on something on accident.
Yep, we have one more. And by the way, thank you for that fantastic and detailed answer for the last question.
Oh, of
Th
course.
the other question I see is, can De Anza college students get an internship at Apple? That might be beyond the scope of our class, but if you have any advice you'd like to give this person, Nick, maybe?
Yes, luckily for you, that is out of the scope of the class today, but I do have personal experience with that. Not an internship at Apple, but if you do want help looking for that, I would suggest joining clubs on campus. Lots of clubs have access to exclusive events. Like, for example, I know that's not De Anza, but San Jose State had access to the NVIDIA panel that just was in just in downtown San Jose. I went to West Valley myself, and West Valley did have a lot of interviewees that come to campus. Lots of LinkedIn recruiters come to campus. I would just say put yourself out there. The best way to land an internship anywhere is through connection. I would suggest to keep applying online, but if you can network with clubs on campus or people online, or JobNow might even help you find some people to network with. That's the easiest way to get an internship, especially if you're targeting a company, would be those specific, recruiters at Apple or people who have gone to De Anza and now work at Apple are great to reach out to. And that's pretty much the extent I have for that question.
Fantastic. Thank you. That is all the questions that I see in the queue. So we can start wrapping up the class. If anyone does have any other questions, go ahead and throw them in while we're wrapping up. And if we see them before we close out, then we will answer them because we still have a little bit of time left. But Nick, I will throw it back to you to start closing things out.
Perfect. And I saw someone said thank you there. You're very welcome. Just to wrap up the class today, you can check the library website for all of our other programs. Any of our programs that are done through Zoom are all on our library YouTube channel, which I believe was linked in the chat. So if you go to that YouTube channel and click or that YouTube link and click on the channel, all of our recorded lectures are there. We cover AI, we cover Help Now, as mentioned, and several other services, and anything done through Zoom is on there. Um, Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. I agree. It is an excellent series of presentations. And lastly, we ask that you please take a moment to fill out our feedback survey. The biggest benefit we have, mutual benefit we have from the feedback survey is if you fill it out, it lets us know what you're interested in, and it also lets us know what we can do better going forward. So once you leave the Zoom room, it'll automatically appear. So please go ahead and fill that out. Again, it lets us know what we can do better, and more importantly, what you guys want to see from us, so we can bring those classes to fruition. Thank you very much, and have a nice day, everyone.